Hello, Mayor. Choosing this form of communication, hoping that maybe it will have better impact than uh, a one-on-one meeting, which turns out to be basically listening to you. And even though I have relayed my concerns, but they don't get through to you at all. One of the advantages, if you choose to spend the time, is that you can listen a few times again to see what the points are being raised. Uh, I do appreciate your being much more open than your colleague Claudia Bill, uh, uh, who, just like Linda Parks, has a policy of only talking to people that are yes people. Uh, uh, you came into fame by helping secure the Dos Vientos developer funds for schools, etc. For the record, I was the one that had unearthed these funds, that they were being held in escrow and were being used by the former city manager as a slush fund to satisfy his political constituents, which of course went through the city council people that he liked. Uh, you got the credit for getting them done, so I won't haggle over that point, except to say that right now there are $2 million again in the Dos Vientos funds that could be used for whatever three council people want to do, but choose to do. But again, we have a weak city council government that basically lets the city manager run the city, and you have the quota of 2 items that you can put on each council meeting, and almost none of you use that. In fact, it was so disappointing that Claudia chose not to put the right to vote on an agenda, so that we would not have to get people's signatures and not have a local hero, Mr. Ferris, ride into City Hall with 10,000 people that supported this ludicrous, I shouldn't say ludicrous, but I mean fundamental right of TO citizens to choose by ballot who should be their city council people. I talked to you from work, and I still remember going out to the parking lot and talking 45 minutes on a cell phone that did not work too well in 2003 regarding explaining to you the myths and the fallacies and the horrible things about redevelopment agencies. But to this day, I have not been able to get through to you, and the propaganda that you get daily, not daily, weekly, from the city manager and their likes has completely destroyed your reasoning facilities, in my humble opinion. It did come out that Dr. Glancy used to meet weekly for lunch, and I don't understand why you have to have lunch. Why can't you meet and spend less time in the city manager's office and get the job done in 45 minutes without taxpayer expense, maybe have a cup of coffee and a couple of cookies. But that's pocket change. I wonder how often you are meeting with the city manager. I think since you probably drop in so frequently at City Hall that you don't need to go to lunch, but you have both ears to the city manager and almost none to concerned citizens. That's why your voting record is such. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for us to support you in the upcoming election. I, as an applicant with the 17 people, forgot that I had given you $101 in the 2004 election, and I actually did some campaigning for you then, and even in the last election I did support you. because I'm an optimist, and I thought that you would listen to some of our concerns. And one thing is sure, you're not doing this to get money from a special interest into your money market account. In fact, one of the reasons you have one is spending $50,000, outrageous amount, for the first election of your own money, and at least 20,000. I haven't done the proper research. I think it's more, but I can safely say 20,000 in the last election. As a incumbent, you should really not have had to spend that kind of your own money. So, like right now, you spent $1,000 for the statement fee, which is reasonable, and all the same players, special interests, have given you money, which any challenges will not be able to get. Some of the issues that I would like to discuss again with you, which disqualify you for another term, is your haughty talk to the residents of Central Thousand Oaks about the outcome of the hospital, that they should have been willing to, they need to be willing to accept living to that a hospital has its need and its community needs, and completely ignoring and not letting me and other people bring, because you limit people for 2 minutes, which is completely illegal, unconstitutional, and un-American. That Los Robles bought and closed Westlake Hospital, and at that time it was boarded up and it could be reopened, and there was no reason for the residents to suffer, and it would actually be better for emergency care and other care to have a hospital in the other end of town. I think it's in the city of Westlake, but still in 5 miles from the other location. And you listened to Chris Carroll-Bowman and Mr. Angle, who will donate to your campaign, and it's $380 per person, but when you multiply it by 20, it becomes a significant change. Of course, you completely ignored the citizens regarding the dangerous and illegal and costly, in many ways, auto mall sign, which conveniently is being held off so that you can be re-elected and then thrust upon us in 2014. It's very sad that the Comptroller's Office still has not responded that under AB 27 times 1, the auto mall work, the West Side properties that you purchased to steal money from the state, and also the Caruso project, where the zone change and the DDA has been amended after the deadline of August 2011. These 3 projects should be stopped under the rules, and the Trailer Bill 2014 I don't think has addressed this. For the uninitiated concerned citizens, I know this seems like foreign language or a waste of time, but this is how these people succeed in, and that this is one of the reasons. That's the difference between a gadfly and somebody who does due diligence and is wasting his time reading this stuff. Is that the devil is in the details, and sometimes, in fact many times, the details are in favor of the taxpayers. The sad thing is that people don't have the time or inclination to read, and also there are people sitting on the dais that belittle them and do not listen to their needs. Of course, you're acting like the Queen Mother and the twice demoted fireman, according to OP, saving us from a 3-person council. I mean, what hogwash to not tell us the truth and not have an election to elect a council member. then my statistic friend told me that the odds of 3 council members selecting 3 people out of 17 is 3,353. I mean, you have better odds on the slot machine to win a jackpot. So it was illegal. You have these daisy chain meetings with your Foxy colleague and with Dr. Glancy at that time, and who were you trying to protect except the special interests? And it's just a shame that we really don't have good middle class people like Warren Williams, who put his hat on the table, who has the right background to be a council person. I thought you being a systems engineer and your family background of Earthlink, you would realize that the government impedes, and the government bureaucrats do not need to be paid 200,000 plus, especially for the lousy service that they are doing in Thousand Oaks. But you did not listen, and you did not even take the step which Denny has done in the past regarding the medical benefits issue, that he pulled the bull by the horns and put it on the agenda, and you should have put this on the agenda so that Mick Ferris would not become a hero and come riding into City Hall on this issue. But I don't understand. You folks are bright, but sometimes you do not make the right decisions at all. King of the market. What else? I made some notes. I had gone over 15 minutes last time. Yeah, I mean, not a single word about changing the ordinance, campaign ordinance from the 98, where Michael Murky kicked me off of the committee on a frivolous charge, and then made this ordinance which doesn't really have, which is better than nothing, but it is protecting the incumbency, i.e. The rules for signage are just horrible, and it's horrible. It's just lousy that existing council members violate the rules, and name recognition is one of the important thing, and it's a cheap way for people to get their name across. Al Goldberg did that in the last election, and it doesn't mean that getting your name you'll get votes, but maybe that was the reason that he got as many votes as Mr. Thane, who spent $100,000 and a lot of time to run, and it seemed to make no difference. It's also un-American that as an immigrant I get really ticked off on these things when in fact I was cited for having 2 signs on my front yard which were less than 100 yards apart, and my signs were removed and taken to the city yard in 98, and that city attorney felt embarrassed to give me the signs, and he didn't make it in the city, but he is the city attorney for Goleta, and wrote a letter regarding the appointment process, and that report, as you know, was disgraceful. And no one challenged it. And it had fictitious cities and did not have comparable cities like Irwin or Menlo Park or Rancho Margarita, some of the nicer cities in the state of the same population and same budgets, but you know, that would mean good government, and we really don't have anything like that. Regarding the elections, something to the order of putting a maximum limit that would meet the constitutional challenge, or having some perks for people that agreed to the limit, whether it would be 15,000 or 25,000 or 35,000. Sam Rosen has been talking for a long time about districts. I have talked about districts too. That's one of the reasons the cost is so high, that you have to send, if you want to send to everyone, that's 76,000 voters. You can send it to all the dwellings. That would be about 40,000 voters. So having 15,000 in a district would make it a lot less costly. You shook your head. I think that the statement would be put, the $1,000 statement would be put on the city website, but I haven't seen any change in the resolution for that, I believe. And even if it is put, it should be put on the front page. Right now, the city has gone backwards in so many ways, including the website. You have to go make 3 or 4 clicks before you know what is happening, what the agenda is, and so nobody knows, like right now, unless you are one of the players, that there is a 3 o'clock meeting, not 5 o'clock like the ACON says, about the oversight board. I just want to say in closing that I have written to you many times, and you follow the tradition that the city manager has set to not reply to emails of citizens, and of course no voicemails or phone contact, as if we were out ready to pounce on your weaknesses, etc. God forbid, trying to make you look bad on a personal level even. Our slogan has been for a year now almost, retire with dignity and no incumbents. That was also in 2010, no incumbents. Unfortunately, we failed because of the dilution of the vote. This time I think it will be a clear 2-2 challenge. For me and a lot of other citizens, it boils down to the lesser of 2 evils, which is still evil, because these are not slow growth people, they are no growth. I know that, you know that, many other people know that. They don't understand how the world works or the business works, and part of the reason for the failure of California and Southern California especially in the business world, and starting from city council all the way to the governor's level. In fact, I think I'm going to make a comment, since I think this is a good forum, and maybe some people will listen, about President Obama's comment that small business people do not build businesses. I thought it was taken out of context, but I read the whole speech, and unfortunately, even though I support the president, he doesn't understand. He's never been from in the small business world, which is the heart and soul of America and what makes us so successful, which has been destroyed. I think I'm off on a tangent. I hope this recording does not fail, so I don't have to repeat it, because I don't think I will repeat it 18 minutes, taking advantage of my lunchtime, which is still not the best use of my time. Adios. Good luck to you. Take care. Citizens of Thousand Oaks, we love you. God bless America. God bless Thousand Oaks.